Okay, so talking about like Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, Snow White could represent the purity, the higher self, source, what have you. The ideal, the ethic, the principle. Seven Dwarfs, all the different aspects of our personalities, all the different hats that we wear. Um, but the whistling while you work, the getting up and being happy because you're doing things on your own terms. Now that is kind of baked in and embedded a little bit about, being able to work for yourself, being able although maybe yes, you got to get up early in the morning. I get to read tarot for a living. I get to, maybe I have to do some Uber deliveries on the side or something, or, whatever. But this is light work, like Jay-Z said. Okay. Um, so yeah, he also said, the price of everything and the value of nothing. So dig that. Drop in gems. Very good. Okay, let's see what else wants to come out for you. But point being is that we're talking about, especially with virtual reality. Invest in Meta. So we're talking about, it's way over my head. You got to call me for that financial reading. That's what that tax certificate there is. Holler for a one-on-one financial reading. We're talking about consistent, steady action with that Four of Wands. So death do you part. What is something that is really ride or die? You might want to expand on something that you could do self-generating income-wise that you can do ride or die. That might be a good investment. Okay, to expand upon that, the Knight of Wands here. Now, relationally, that's player energy, inconsistency, but the Knight of Wands can be a ride or die as well. It's like the shooter in a gang, okay? But it's Scorpio Sagittarius energy. It's definitely passionate energy. Now, in a relationship, if we're using the relationship metaphor, which I'm not really using for this reading, but Knight of Wands is like known as that player energy, maybe not faithful, but in this context, I think, the Knight of Wands is more of like a ride or die energy. I think the Knight of Wands gets a bad rap, but you need someone to kind of do the ugly work. This is going to be the person that drives you to the airport. This is going to be the person that helps you move. Like, this is the kind of the energy, the getting up in the morning, throwing your clothes on. You didn't brush your teeth. You're making your coffee. You're ready to go. You're ready to step out the door. Like, this is the type of grit. Like, we gully, son. We gully. Like, come on, dude. That's what the Knight of Wands is talking about. When's the last time you heard someone say that? But, so, and then you could do some more tarot math. The Wands are about action. Three of Wands in the reverse, offset by the Knight of Wands in the upright. Two of Wands in the reverse. So now we got a countdown mechanism going. Maybe countdown to the new year. Maybe getting a head start. Maybe how you're perceiving and looking at your situation, Virgo. But Three of Wands in the reverse, offset by the Knight of Wands in the upright. Two of Wands in the reverse is what we're left with doing the tarot math. Ace of Wands in the upright is what we're left with. I'm getting that this is like getting a head start, getting ahead of yourself in a good way, finding where you are ahead in life and focusing and investing in that. That's going to pay dividends. So find out what that is for you and do so accordingly, and keep on kind of running strong and far and deep, is what I'm getting with the Knight of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands in the reverse points to the Ace of Wands in the upright. Ace of Wands in the upright is new action. But again, in the context of Venus retro and Capricorn, it could be a restart, or being able to capitalize off of something that didn't come through fruition for you this past year, something financially. So maybe go give that, stream of income a second look. Maybe go give that list a second look of all your different ways of, streaming income. Again, Two of Wands in the upright is what we're left with. This to me is, not losing the forest from the trees, being able to see the bigger picture. I think when you see the bigger picture, we talked a little bit about, crypto peak, crypto investing. Everything's trending upwards. Everything's projected upwards. So why would you pay that $12, Bitcoin to buy pizza now in 2015? There's an urban legend about that. when if you hold on to it, it could be millions by 2020, by 2021. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the long game. We're talking about the marathon. Don't get caught up in the hype of the now. Again, we've been banging and beating the drum of be present, be empowered, da 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 da. But you don't want to be myopic. Dropping gems here, Virgo. You don't want to be myopic with your investments, with your work output. You want to see the long-term trajectory and the bigger picture, and you want to zoom out to where that bigger picture benefits you. Because how else would you view your life? Through what lens what else, how else would you perceive your life? If not, in the highest kind of benefit of the doubt for yourself. This allows your manifesting power to kind of get your juices flowing, to get that electric engine kick started. I get this image of that movie Casper with, what's her name? You know what I'm talking about, that old school Casper from the 90s where like she turns on the machine, the haunted machine, and like the secret lab, and like all the electricity and all the lights kick in. And, Christina Ricci, I think her name is. And, so we're giving life to all of these kind of like ancient archetypes that are within us, is what I'm getting here. The magician is being able to obviously manifest, but point being is that you give life to all these, quote unquote ancient, mechanisms. And they could be old dreams of yours too. You're giving life to them when you start to learn how to view your current situation in the kind of like best sizing for you. Again, not losing the forest from the trees. It's like having this beautiful picturesque, image, whatever the image you want it to be. It could be like a fall image of the treetops of like a forest, Leaves are all beautiful and green and orange and brown and all that stuff and yellow and like, but if you're hyper zoomed in, you're only going to see this hyper blurred zoomed in. But when you zoom out of a leaf or something, when you zoom out perfectly, you see this whole beautiful picturesque landscape. You see the mountains in the back and the rivers and all that and the valleys. That's what I want and need you to do with your, current outlook on life, because that is really going to help you see how far you've come, and hey, it's not so bad. I think I'm actually doing pretty okay. And that little bit of, relief, and I'm doing good, I'm doing okay, that is, what's the word? That's a resource. That's an invaluable resource. It's called belief. And you get more and more belief when you see progress. But you have to start to train yourself to see everything, all aspects and all facets, in that kind of optimal quality, HD, perfectly sized landscaped outlook. And that's going to help you, with your magician's work and manifest. Now, that's not only going to help you in the here and now, but again, when we're thinking 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line, sharper image, that's going to help you as well. There could have been a falling out of association or relationship, but again, that there's a silver lining there. Ace of Swords in the upright is, has Yod's. That's the first letter of God's name, Yahweh, in ancient Hebrew. That is God's blessings, is what it's known for. It could be after a tower moment, a collapse, a sudden departure. Use this as a stepping stone. Okay, this too is a stepping stone. So I'm going to leave you there, Virgo. That was your part 2 reading, and holler at your boy as always for a one-on-one reading. Love you, and peace.